Hi, I'm Ryan Patterson, and I'm in second year mechanical engineering.
And I'm Colin Eyre, and I am in second year civil engineering.
This here is our ENGG 513 ethical dilemma oral presentation. So first, we're going to start off with 4 ethical theories that we're going to talk about.
The first of the ethical theories is Mill's utilitarianism. The utilitarianism focuses on the maximum benefit for the maximum number of people.
The next theory that we're going to talk about is Kant's duty ethics, which basically says that everyone has a fundamental duty to be honest and fair and obey the law. It's an intention-based theory.
The next would be Locke's rights-based ethics. It focuses on protecting the human rights embedded in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
The final of the theories is Aristotle's virtue ethics, and these make the golden mean compromise between 2 extremes. So basically, the most virtuous person makes the most right choices.
The topic we chose is topic C, invoicing as a consultant.
This topic involves 2 parties and the dilemma of a project manager.
Here is our client company, and this is our project manager at Pseudobuild.
Pseudobuild is an international engineering firm specializing in consulting for civil engineering projects. In this case, they've been hired by the client company to review designs for the development of a hydroelectric installation in a developing country meant to power hundreds of thousands of homes.
A donor-backed central government will fund half of Pseudobuild's consulting fee. However, our client asks us to invoice double so that the government will fund our whole work. This angers the project manager and the request was denied.
Upon hearing their denial, the client company reveals to the project manager that they can only afford to pay Pseudobuild 1/4 of their 50%. This would mean Pseudobuild would only receive 62.5% of their consulting fee. This leads to our ethical dilemma.
Now, we will present 3 possible courses of action to deal with our dilemma. Our first option of the 3 is to be a whistleblower.
Whistleblowing is the action of disclosing confidential information to people or an organization with authority.
While this is seen as somewhat of a shady practice, it is the first of our 3 solutions.
This solution agrees with Mill's ethics, as the greatest number of people in our situation is the taxpayers and donors. As they are being stolen from, whistleblowing will benefit them.
Whistleblowing is just an extreme form of honesty, which is the core principle behind Kant's duty ethics. So this solution agrees with Kant's.
Locke's rights-based ethics will neither agree nor disagree, because whistleblowing will infringe upon the client's right to privacy in their company, but the public also has the right to know what their dollars are being used for.
As it is an extreme action, this solution is not exactly a golden mean, and therefore our Aristotle's virtue ethics do not agree with our solution.
Legality-wise, whistleblowing will break contract law, as most contracts will definitely have a confidentiality clause.
Considering a PEGA's code of ethics, Rule 3 agrees with our solution as it is honest and done with integrity.
The main negative impact will be to the client. Their company will suffer and likely be sued. The government officials will keep a much closer eye from now on as well.
Whistleblowing is fair to our company, the public, donors, and the government, but not to our client, as they were not given a chance to rectify their mistakes. Our second solution is to just take the money. Our company will be paid in full and on time without worry of legal action.
Obviously, this is not a very ethical option, but nevertheless, many would still consider it.
Mill's ethics will disagree for the same reason they agree with solution 1. If money is just stolen, many people will suffer a loss and few will benefit.
Kant's ethics promote honesty, fairness, and good general principles, so naturally, it will disagree with thieving money.
The government's right to know where its citizens' tax dollars are being spent is infringed upon if the client lies about the cost. So taking the money does not agree with Locke's ethics.
Taking the money is on the other side of the spectrum as option 1, and therefore will not agree with Aristotle's golden mean principles.
Tort law will be violated in this option, as many people will suffer financial loss, which is grounds for a lawsuit.
The ENGG Code of Ethics has 5 rules, and this will break 4 of them.
Even if both our company and client get away with this, there will still be $370,000 missing from public funds, which will definitely impact that country.
This is mainly fair to pseudo-build as we get paid on time, but at the cost of the public and the donors.
Option 3 is our intermediate solution. It involves setting up a meeting with the client to work out a payment plan, even if it takes longer than expected.
If the client were to still insist on invoicing double, pseudo-build would be forced to fall back on option 1. But this gives our clients ample warning and a chance to change their positions before any whistleblowing occurs.
Mill's utilitarianism is satisfied with this option as it gives everyone a chance and still benefits the greatest number of people.
Fairness and honesty play a large role in Kant's ethics, and this solution is definitely the most fair to everyone involved.
Locke's rights include the government's right to know that this client has previously stolen money from them, so Locke's ethics are a gray area in this solution.
This option is in the middle of the spectrum between options 1 and 2, which means that Aristotle's golden mean would be satisfied.
Option 3 breaks no laws.
ENGG's rules and code of ethics are not violated in this solution.
Pseudo-build will be impacted, as will the client, but as long as pseudo-build has an allowance in their budget for late collection from clients, this company will be fine.
As for fairness, our client is given a chance in this option. Now we're going to take a second to compare our options using pros and cons tables.
In our pros versus cons list, we can see that Mill's, Kant's, and ENGG's ethical theories agree with option 1, while Aristotle's golden mean is not satisfied and contract law is broken. Locke's rights-based ethics do not apply here.
Looking at our second option, take the money and run, all 4 ethical theories are broken, as well as ENGG rules, and tort law is broken in this situation.
Option 3 has a list of entirely pros, while excluding Locke's ethics. Using these 3 diagrams, it appears that we have a winner.
The reason Locke's ethical theory does not apply in these cases is because our situation essentially forces the violation of either our client's right to privacy or the government's right to know where the public money is being spent.
Hey Ryan, which option would you pick if you were this project manager?
Well, I think option 1 is our best bet. The client is acting illegally and should be called out.
You make a solid point. They have done this before and are likely to do it again if they're not exposed.
Exactly!
Although it isn't very good professional practice to break contract law.
But what about the actual laws?
Well, it doesn't hurt to at least give them a chance to come clean. Even if they refuse, we can always fall back on whistleblowing.
I suppose you're right. It's a bad idea to assume that they won't cooperate with us.
So, mediation then?
Agreed.
Think there's anything we can do to make this solution better?
Well, I still believe it's wrong morally to keep the government, public, and donors in the dark about this misuse of funds.
You're absolutely correct. But we could always propose an ultimatum.
What would this ultimatum be?
We could force our clients to confess their previous activities to the government by suggesting that we'll whistleblow if they don't. That way, at least they have the shot at retaining their dignity.
Sounds like a plan, Colin. So now it's come time to make a conclusion. After careful deliberation, our solution to the ethical dilemma presented is mediation, with the added fallback of whistleblowing.
In this solution, pseudo-build will meet with the client to work out an appropriate payment plan, despite this being moderately unfair to us. If our client will not budge, we can use an ultimatum to push them into confessing.
This concludes our oral presentation on this ethical dilemma. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves.
Thank you for listening and have an awesome summer.
See you, man.
See you, Ryan.
High five.